In this amazing series where we're making a comic together, I realized one important ingredient for its success was still missing. The story. Before thinking about what story to tell, the question always should be, well, which kind of stories do you like, obviously? So let me reveal my questionable taste for you now. It's gonna be so embarrassing. I love characters with no black and white mentality. Bad guys who can be redeemed and good guys with flaws and mistakes are my jam. Not too predictable, please. For instance, I want a character with weak magic. She can only turn into a bunny. Her best skills are running away from danger and using her interpersonal skills and wits. She's not suddenly gonna become OP or the chosen one. Her strengths should be subtle and hidden. I love it when characters have a really strong friendship where you couldn't imagine one without the other, and where they'd go through hell for each other. There's just something pure about that. Just a true friendship without any afterthoughts. Not everything has to be a romance, duh. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't like romantic stories. Let's put it like this. I'm open to romance, but I'm not actively searching for it. In my stories. Okay, I'm married, guys. Who doesn't like to fantasize about having more than one friend? Sounds pretty fun to me. I mentioned in another video that I really like Death Note, and one of the reasons is the amazing mind battles between L and Kira. I enjoy those more than typical physical fights. You know what could also be classified as a really big fight, like an uphill battle? Coming up with the freaking story of my comic. Sorry, I just thought I had to sneeze, but then I couldn't. Hate that feeling. So, where was I? The story, yeah. When I came up with the story for this comic, my only idea was something like, it'd be cool if you could turn into the true form of your inner being, which manifests as a certain animal. Like, for example, if you're a melancholic smart dude, maybe a raven or an owl. Or if you are very regal and focused on how you are perceived, maybe a peacock. This sounds like an interesting premise, but I had nothing beyond that. I've often come up with story ideas that seemed absolutely cool in my head before I realized, wow, this idea is incredibly rough. Like, the abstract idea seems so much more compelling than when you actually think about it and have to flesh out the actual scenes or story progression. I couldn't even completely settle on the magic system. Maybe we'll make a separate video about that in combination with world building. I'm not sure whether this should take place in medieval times, modern times, post-apocalyptic or post-modern or whatever times. And yeah, so far we said at least characters with special colored eyes can turn into their spirit animals. But what happens to the body? The soul animal is inside the body, so is it then the other way around and the body contained inside the soul? Alternatively, what if you had to meditate to leave your body? And everyone can achieve that, but only people with colored eyes can then solidify their form? This could be kind of funny because when they leave their bodies, do the bodies stay in that position or just fall over? It also adds some weakness to these people as their bodies are undefended during their leave. Also, is it possible to switch your soul with someone? Does it only change your temper, but also your values? Your memories should remain, I think, as they are saved inside your brain, which belongs to your body. And not only with the magic system was I going back and forth, but also with the story itself. But before I bore you with more details, I'll present the few approaches I came up with, and you can choose one of them in the vote I'll link in my comment. This will define the vague direction we will go into, and yeah, I'm presenting the ideas in the order I came up with them. Rivals to friends. This is the first idea that solidified for me, is that I liked redeemable villains, so here you go. This guy has serious anger issues, but behind the facade of snarky remarks and brutality lies a torn soul. Literally. His true soul was torn from him years ago, and now he is a dragon. His mind and memories are in dissonance with his new soul. He hates himself, but there's something he hates even more than himself. Other people. Our heroine seriously dislikes him, but when she sees him at a weak moment, she feels for him and wants to save him. How far will our heroine with a serious savior complex go for this egomaniac? Will she even sacrifice her own soul and swap souls with him so he can live a peaceful life? Can she infect him with some goodness, or will he drag her down with him into bad behaviors when they get closer? Pretend friends. Despite being rather shy, our heroine is very ambitious and was seen as a magic prodigy. But when her true potential is ultimately defined by her spirit animal, a bunny, she feels utterly useless and falls into an identity crisis. Is she meant to just be a weak bunny and surrender to all the tyrants and bullies in this world? No way. And she's going to start with that guy who has terrorized the school enough already. Her classmate, the dragon. She decides to enter a fake friendship with him. If I can't beat him, I need to fix him. He, on the other hand, has no friends because he's afraid to hurt anyone. As a bunny, she can easily escape. That's why he accepts her as a friend. But he's not a good person at all, full of hate for everyone and the whole world. He wants to bring her down and destroy her similarly to how the world destroyed him. We are left wondering, are they friends or are they not? Found family of horrible people. We all know and love the found family trope from stories like Avatar, The Last Airbender, or... well, I don't have a lot of examples actually. But what if this group of people our main character finds herself with as her newly found family were all horrible people? First, we have our main antagonist. He, as you all should know by now, has anger issues, is moody and doesn't give a damn what others think about him. The second member is the rhinoceros girl. She tramples all over people's feelings, is very insensitive and loud, and is pretty blunt about everything. Then we have her brother here, some might remember him from another video, who is a very sly guy, if not a notorious liar and manipulator. But he's so good at it. You're often wondering if he's not actually a nice guy. Our heroine recently switched schools and therefore has no friends. Because they're doing a school project, they have to work together and immediately form a toxic symbiosis, where no one is happy and wants to get out of there. Let's get ready for some fun adventures. As the only normal person in there, how will she fare? So those are the options. Click on the link in my comment to vote, share your own ideas with me, and see you in the next video.